Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something sick.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Do you know how you'd like to get started today?
I'm not sure that I do.
Okay.
I'm feeling in a very kind of discombobulated state.
Mm-hmm.
And really in a big dance with a part. So, obviously that's the place to start. Maybe first the meditation.
Okay. Is there anything else coming up for you that you'd like to speak for now?
I'm just really feeling the presence of this part, and there's a lot of emotion there. I've been attempting to, connect with it, but I'm glad that we're doing this now.
Oh, good. Me too. Okay.
So I don't know how to answer your question.
That's fine. So meditation then?
Yeah.
Okay. How many minutes?
1 is good. I've already done a few.
Great. I'll set a timer. All right. So, where would you like to start? With this part or others around it?
I think I'm just going to start with a little bit of background. Because I'm on my own. My family are away. It's the summer holidays here, and my husband and kids are off on a road trip, and which has allowed me to have some time on my own. Quite a lot of time, 11 days, and I haven't had that. I don't know when I don't think. I just don't think I've ever had that since I've been a mum.
Uh-huh.
And it's sort of exquisite. And it's just, I'm an introvert, so I love it. I love being on my own. I love my time alone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a lovely sort of combination of doing things, practical things that need to be done around the house, and we have a bit of land, so and just resting and recognizing when I need to rest and taking that time and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's coming to an end, and there's a panic around that. And also there's a analysis of how I've been using this time,
Mm-hmm.
and a judgment about some of the things I've been doing. So in the evenings, I like to watch TV, and I have a part that really judges that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And thinks I should be doing something much more, sort of less kind of distracted and
Mm-hmm.
entertained, and more noble and spiritual and
Mm-hmm.
advancing. And so I have this dance every day of like, I'm not going to do that tonight in the morning, and then I'm like, oh, I love it. I love just sitting here and watching something silly, or, just zoning out a little bit as well. And so the part that's coming up is you're doing it wrong. And it's really, I think just because I've given it some room, it's really expanded. What I mean is it's filled, I think, well, I know that it has been hidden, masked, kind of squashed itself into a small space so that it's not so visible, but it has been there all the time.
Saying that you're doing it wrong?
Yeah. And, but actually, okay. It's very familiar. I've known it my whole life. What I think has happened recently, so I'm trying to get it all right, and even in the telling, I'm doing it wrong, James.
Okay.
So that's the background.
Okay. So there's the panic of the break ending, and then there's this part analyzing it,
that's
judging
the main
it.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just rearing its head, really. That the context, I guess, isn't relevant. It's just that it's here again, and it's very strong and very old and very familiar and a bit scary.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of fear around it being here again in me.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of emotion. I don't know if that's from the fear or I don't know. Just
Okay. So we could get to know all of these parts.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you can get the attention of the fearful one and just let it know that we're going to try to make this space where all the parts are welcome, and that you and I together can try to get to know the doing it wrong part, if that feels okay with it.
I'm just going to try and see if I can do that. I'm wondering if maybe you could just talk to them today, or at least just now.
I would love to.
Yeah, that might be the better way to go.
I'd love to. Which one shall I talk with first? The fearful
I think
one?
the fearful one first.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Fearful one, welcome. You have a concern about this other part that's relentlessly judgmental, inward, outward. And
I'm just so scared of it being here. I'm just so scared of it being here.
Yeah.
I'm so scared of it taking over.
Uh-huh.
The pain of that.
And that's something you've dealt with for a long time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sounds really hard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be with. I'm just gonna wait for a second. It's very intense. The feelings are very intense.
Okay. Okay.
It's telling me that I'm doing this wrong as well.
Right, that you're doing this conversation wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't believe that.
Okay.
And
I
I'm happy.
be crying.
Okay. Yeah. Is that part of what the judgment says, is that you shouldn't be crying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't
so it's really,
the place or the time to be crying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard on you. The judgment part's really hard on you. Yeah. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's real.
It's really is real.
And this is the place. This is the place for parts to tell us what's going on. So I just want to thank you for doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. And thank you for trusting me with that, to hear what's going on with you.
It's telling me I'm not real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't belong.
Right.
I'm too much.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't want me around.
Okay. Yeah, it's been really hard on you.
I just want to be me. I just want to be able to be me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Without having the noise of that there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want that too. Do you have any requests of me? Anything that I can do for you, or I can do in this conversation for you?
Oh, you already are.
Oh, good. Yeah. I'm happy to do it. I like talking with you.
It makes me feel real.
Definitely real.
Because when it tells me I don't belong and I'm not real, then I feel like I don't belong and I'm not real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I question that.
Yeah. And then you don't feel safe being yourself.
Yeah. I don't have a place to be that's safe. I have to watch my back all the time.
Right.
Pushes me around.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I think I get it. I think I have parts like that too.
I think you get it. I feel that you get it.
I'm glad. So we can do whatever you like in this conversation. I can lay out some options if you'd like to hear them.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. So I could hang out with you and learn more about you now. I imagine that if this other part, the one that tells you you're not real, is close at hand, that it might interfere, but I don't know that. So that's an option. You could do some unblending so that we could bring in Justine-Self, and she could do anything that I'm going to offer you, she can do and more. And then there's the option of me or Justine-Self going and chatting with this one that says you're doing it wrong and trying to figure out what it needs to relax. Those are just some options.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm open to anything, any suggestion you have, anything that feels right for you.
I want number 3 to happen because I want it to stop.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the right choice.
Okay. I don't know either. I mean, I think they would all be valuable.
I can feel that Justine-Self is suggesting me finding a safe space to be so that I can rest and observe and not be...
Yeah, what would your safe place look like or feel like? It could be decorated. It could be indoors, outdoors. It could have furniture, food, toys or coloring books or television.
It's like this kind of sort of semi tree house, like den, big, soft and squishy and cozy, and big covers and like giant blankets to wrap up in, and big comfortable cushions to put my head on, and I just feel tired and I want to rest, and this is a very comfortable place to rest.
Yeah.
But it's in nature as well, so there's the land and the creatures of the land there protecting me too.
Sounds
so there's
beautiful.
It's made up of this tree. I don't know, this kind of semicircle of trees that are protecting me.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it is.
If we do go and speak with this other part, would you like for me to come back, or at least make a note to come back to check on you before this conversation's over? Great. How old do you feel?
Five.
Do you remember the last time that we had a phone conversation? Me and Justine?
Last call.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. that other part saying that's why that's the reason I said 5, because that was the same as that, but I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, if you feel like you're 5, then
I feel like I'm 5.
that's the answer. And you know what? Ages can change, so you can feel like you're a different age in an hour, and that's okay too.
I might be a little bit 3 as well.
Yeah. This helps me kind of picture you and find you in the future. That's why I'm trying to connect these dots with the last conversation.
It makes sense.
And the 5-year-old from the last conversation was feeling kind of like a black sheep, kind of left out and not seen. Is that some of what you're feeling too? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wanna help you be seen. And I want to thank you for helping me see you.
Okay.
I think that's courageous. Anything else you want in or around your semicircle soft tree house?
No.
Okay. I've got my note.
Okay.
So I'll check on you, or I'll ask Justine-Self to check on you before we're done with this conversation.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now what do we do?
Well, if that part is feeling like it has its place and it's safe, then we can turn towards the one that says you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. It really helped to do that with her. A little
Good, I'm
fearful
glad.
one.
Yeah.
This does feel like a mountain to climb. Feels like I'm at the foot of a mountain.
Can you tell me more about that feeling? Like what?
But it's vast, and I can't see all of it. I can't see the edges or the top.
Okay.
Because it's big.
Okay.
But one step at a time, right?
Yes. And I think that's really common. It's a common feeling before we're with a part to have the assumption that they're much, much bigger and impossible to get to know than they often are. So
yes, that's right.
We'll see.
One way it feels good to. Well, it just feels good to see it in that way. I think just because it has had that expanse of occupation in terms of time, and so it makes sense that it feels like that, and it feels good that it's, isn't just a little part.
Right.
It isn't a new part.
Right. Do you want to start with how it shows up in your body?
And I do have a question related to that, because my solar plexus is where it's located, but it feels like every part is there. Whenever, like that's the center of parts for me. And I'm just curious about that. Like, is that the case? Why is that?
Well,
right.
I feel like you've told me about parts that are in other places.
When I'm let's say triggered, or when I'm really, it's there. So yes, yeah, there have been like parts in the heart, but in terms of the strong physical sensations in my body, it's always there. So
okay,
of course it's not always there, because you're right, there have been other places. It's that thing of, as I said, when I'm triggered or something's really, the thing that wakes me up in the night or the thing that I wake up with in the morning, it's that center of, like, we could call anxiety.
Yeah,
So,
well,
anyway.
and the fact that it is there consistently, I think, is evidence that you're perceiving it accurately. It's not jumping all around. Like the fact that you can kind of pinpoint it might be.
It's just it has been other parts that center there as well. So
yeah,
it doesn't really matter. It's just
I think it's it's a core part, and it's at your core.
Yeah. So yes, the answer is solar plexus.
Okay. How are you feeling towards it?
Kind of cautiously curious, I'm going to say.
Okay.
What I mean by that is that there is curiosity there, but there's also a bit of caution still.
Yeah.
It's not fear. It's just because it does feel as big as a mountain. It's, a little intimidating.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll take our time. And I am happy to also talk to parts if at any point that feels like the right thing to do.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So can you let it know that we're curious about it? And that we want to invite it to let us know more about it.
I think it might be better if you talk to it directly.
Great. I'd love to.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Doing it wrong part. Welcome. I'm wondering if we've met before. I get the feeling maybe we have. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know how you're feeling, or anything that you'd like to tell me. And you don't have to tell me anything.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
Okay.
She's doing it wrong. She's doing this wrong. She can't get anything right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's who you're talking about, because you did do a thing about can't get it right, which could be seen as the same as you're getting it wrong. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Could be. I don't really care.
Yeah, but you definitely care that she's getting it wrong. Right? Because you're bringing that up a lot. That's kind of the first thing on your mind, right?
Well, there's so much to point to.
All the things that she gets wrong.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So much material.
What's it like for you? Just being in that role or being you?
It's kind of boring. It's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's important that I do it.
Okay.
Because, like I said, there's so much material.
It's important because there's so much material, so you need to do a lot of it.
You need to do a lot of it. I need to make sure it's clear that she gets it, that she's all the things that she does wrong.
Okay. You know that I believe that all parts have good intentions and are there for a reason. So I just want you to know that when you say it's important, I assume that that's true for you. And I don't have any kind of judgment about that or like.
I don't really care.
Okay, I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No problem. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know that. Would you mind telling me more about why it's important to make it clear to her?
Well, because it's necessary. Because she does so many things badly, makes so many mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be wrong to not let her know that.
It would be wrong morally or wrong?
Well, just because that's my job, you see. So I have to fulfill the task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you like your job?
Yeah, I actually do. I was about to say it's kind of fun.
Okay. Yours was always kind of boring, so. But I hear that
I did.
A little bit of both. How long have you been doing it?
Oh, stupid question. I've got the number 3 coming up, so I'm going to say that.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's? I mean, do you have confidence in that answer, or do you have your own kind of doubt because it's a stupid question?
I have confidence because the number 3, I can see it very clearly. It's visual, and so yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say 3.
I appreciate you letting me know if a question feels stupid, because I'm bound to have stupid questions, but so thank you. Is there something that you'd want me to ask you? Is there something you wish I would ask?
I'm happy.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm happy with see whatever comes out.
Yeah. Okay. So age 3, you kick into gear and start making sure that it's clear to her that she's doing it wrong, which has always felt really important to you. Sometimes there's some boring aspects and there's also some enjoyable aspects to doing that.
There's a satisfaction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like completed task,
Kind of puts the bow on it. Like she does the thing wrong and then you label it accurately as like this is the wrong thing.
I can tick it off.
Right. Right. Okay.
sort of not complete without that part.
Right. I think I'm getting it now. Yeah. Okay. And if you didn't do that,
if I didn't do that,
what would be problematic about that? Or scary, or
I don't know how to answer that question.
okay, that's fine. What do you think about the whole parts work thing that I'm into so much? I mean, do you think this is useful?
For me?
For you? For the system?
I'm reluctant to say it might be useful for the system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
okay.
I don't really want to lose my job.
That's fine. Yeah. I think one of the reasons that I'm trying to understand like what is so important about your job is because it's that same, like, I don't want you to lose your job. Because I wouldn't just assume that, like, well, this is dumb, this isn't important, so stop doing it. So that's kind of the reason why I'm really trying to understand, like, what is so important about it, what happens if you don't do it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get your questioning. I don't know how to answer it.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I don't really know. I think I just do it. It's just a habit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you want to say any more? Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, she had this, I mean, I can sort of look at the timeline and see that things, what was happening then, and tell a story about that, and that can sort of fit.
Will you?
Well, it's just a boring old story, I guess if I think about it, if it was 3, her brother, she just had like her parents divorced or separated when she was a baby because her dad was having an affair, and then her mum was with someone new and they had a baby when she was 2.5 maybe. So probably by about 3, by about 3 it would be pretty clear that she was not in the circle.
Yeah.
So that's my take on what might have been happening.
Might have. Not in the circle, because mom's with a new guy, and the guy was
and they've got a baby together,
and the baby was treated a lot different from the 3-year-old, I'm assuming.
I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That thing that happens when a second child comes along happens anyway, because it has to, because there's a new baby. But the point is, there was a different dad. It wasn't her dad, so it was another layer of difference.
I don't know, really. I can only imagine. I'm the youngest, and I didn't have that different dad scenario.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell me more about what you think that was like, or
I don't have any memories, or I don't have any. This is all supposition. It's not based on a feeling, a memory of an actual experience.
Okay.
So it's just, these are the events.
Yeah. But you do know that feeling of that left out feeling, like.
I don't, but I.
I mean, you see kind of how that might be important to your job or the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I suppose, yes, in terms of connecting the dots, shit, you know, mm, yeah, I don't know how to take that any further.
Okay.
I'm feeling that things are really obvious, but I recognize that they're not, because you don't know what's in my head.
Right. I appreciate you trying to share that. And yeah, it can be tough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think I often think that things are obvious. I think that's the thing, actually. I think things are obvious to other people because I know them, but maybe they're actually not, because how can anyone read my mind?
Yeah. Yeah. So you get like frustrated with others and with other
with
parts
her.
when the mistakes happen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. They should know how to do it because I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds valuable.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not. It's just annoying.
I mean, your
and frustrating.
knowledge might be really valuable.
Yeah. Just annoying. They can't read my mind.
Yeah. Well, that could be another fruit of our conversation and work with the system and the parts, is that we're self can get more in touch and communicate better, and maybe you do have some real insight and knowledge to share that could help.
Maybe.
How's your relationship with that Justine-Self? Do you ever feel appreciated by her, or?
She has been trying. I will give her that. She has been trying to get to know me.
Mm-hmm.
But that other one gets in the way a bit, so it's
The other
hasn't
one,
been straightforward. The fearful one.
Yeah. Okay. So Justine-Self tries to get to know you. The fearful one comes in and says, "This is too scary, too much."
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Okay. And how's that for you? How's that whole process for you?
Annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just I have to get squished again, like pushed down again.
Yeah. It's interesting. Because I think at first blush, that I could imagine someone looking at this dynamic and saying, well, you're pushing down this other parts and this and that. But really, I can see how you also are getting suppressed by fear. You're getting pushed by other parts too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of activity recently going on with parts like me, kind of tricky ones. Anyway, that's another story.
Okay. Happy to hear them all. Yeah. And would you like to be known? I mean, it's frustrating that the fearful part comes in because you have seen some positive, coming from your relationship with self.
I just I don't really know where I fit in.
Yeah, you're concerned about losing your job.
Yeah, and I recognize as well that I'm not very kind.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's not actually
not polite.
a great job. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I also hear that concern about not knowing where you fit in.
Yeah, because I mean, things are shifting in the system. The dynamic is shifting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so
other parts, including exile parts, are saying that that's their main burden, is kind of feeling like they don't fit in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought that was interesting that
where do
you're
we all belong?
you're also having that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would call it a burden. Just, where do I fit in?
Well, what do I do if I don't do this? You know,
Mm-hmm.
if all I've known is this.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What do I do? And also, what does she do without me
very important
doing
question.
this?
Okay. Do you have any ideas about what you would like to be doing? If not this, or if you were doing this less? What would you like to do with your energy?
That is an interesting question. Because when I said that there's been stuff going on with other tricky parts, I won't tell the whole story, but it was about it was the rage part, and she turned into power. Not turned into, but I mean, I'm just going to say that because it's a really short version. Mm-hmm. So it was and then so now when you said what would I like to be, you know, I don't know how you worded it.
Okay.
But I realized that maybe these strong parts like me, you know, strength is a good thing, right?
Can be.
A person.
Yeah. When it's can be when it's used in good ways, then it's a good thing.
In good ways. That's right. That's right. I just I don't know. I wanted to say create when you asked me what I would like to be doing.
Okay.
You know, because she can. Well, I was going to say she can be seen. What I mean is, I see her as a bit of a wet fish, like a bit of a waste of space, a bit useless, and isn't capable of anything, and doesn't have any capabilities, and you know, is useless and worthless, and I could go on.
Yeah.
But maybe she isn't, and maybe part of her not being is with me in a different role. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so. You're saying if you could be
with my strength, my capacity for boldness could be a positive thing.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you are clearly strong. You say you have a lot of knowledge. You're bold. You're hardworking. You're persistent.
Yeah, that's right. I am hardworking, and I've got a lot of energy and capacity for putting myself to a task.
I bet you also have a kind of a sensitivity, or like it's a keen eye.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see everything.
Yeah. So you'd like to maybe do something more creative if you were to put that energy somewhere else?
Yeah, I don't know what that means or looks like or anything, but that's what came in, the word create.
Do you want to just sit with that for a minute?
Well, I guess, you know, it's the opposite of destroying, isn't it? Or at least they are on a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And the emphasis of my attention has been pretty destructive.
Mm.
So maybe that's what that's about.
Are you imagining more like if you relaxed, then other parts or self would be able to be more creative? Or are you thinking more like you yourself
Me,
would
myself.
also like, yeah.
I mean, or I don't really know how, I'm not really sure who's the creating, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If my potential, my strength, my, could be used for good, what would it be? What would that look like?
Yeah, or just what would you like,
What would I like?
Mm-hmm.
Or to not have not have so much, material.
Right. And that would be, you're imagining you would be more relaxed if that were the case. I mean, some parts just want to relax. That's their goal.
I don't want to relax. I've got heaps of energy. I've got this is the thing.
Yeah.
I've got this. I've got heap. I'm the energy of the piece.
Yeah, that's kind of why I keep staying with this question of like, what would you really like to do?
What would I like to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. What would I like to do?
And you can name ideas and we could just brainstorm and like they don't all have to be the right ones or the ones you end up
What you mean?
choosing.
I don't have to get it right, James?
Yeah.
I can risk getting it wrong. Is that what you're saying? Very funny.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to answer.
Okay.
Or I don't have the answer right now.
Okay. That's fine. Maybe like if we were to start with getting to a more relaxed place, if that was possible, then the creativity or the figuring out how you'd rather use your energy could come after that. I think that's common. It's hard to be creative when we're stressing about something.
That's right. So I've got, my job is so full. How can I have time for anything else?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. When you were saying that you see her as the wet fish, is that her that you're seeing? How old is that one that you're seeing who's the wet fish?
She was too emotional. She had too many feelings, too many emotions. Wasn't welcomed, wasn't comfortable for anyone. It was wrong. And I had to stop it.
Right. Yeah. And do you see mostly those same ages, 3, 5?
7 comes to mind.
Uh-huh. So she's got too many feelings. She's too much. She's making others uncomfortable. She's making herself uncomfortable, and it's wrong.
Yeah, because they couldn't. There was no room to. Those feelings weren't allowed.
Yeah.
Or welcome, and so something had to happen. Like she couldn't just sit there. She couldn't carry on like that.
Yeah. Because if she kept carrying on with feelings that weren't allowed,
Well, it was just too much pain.
Too much pain. Yeah, you're a protector.
Too much aloneness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your job has been really protective of the pain and the aloneness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And really important. So I appreciate your intention. I think most people have parts like this. I do. And it makes sense.
She was just a little girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was no room for her. As she was.
Yeah. It's a good thing that she had you around.
I don't think she'd agree. Now.
Sure, but you know, a lot of little ones don't agree when someone comes to protect them and it doesn't feel good, or it doesn't, you know, there's other consequences to that, but she needed protection at that time.
Mm-hmm. She did.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
Yeah.
She was fragile and vulnerable and
Yeah.
scared.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the idea of, I know that you've probably done some of this, quite sure that you have, but you know, sharing all of this stuff you shared with me with the self, the Justine-Self, and for a reason, you know, for her to help you to get to the place that you want, which sounds like it would start with just relaxing and not having so much content to get on, but also for her to go to these other parts, the fearful one, or this little one, this one that you keep seeing, who really needs your protection. Like, does that sound like it would help?
I'm sticking on the thing of not having the content.
Mm-hmm.
Because the content keeps showing up.
Mm-hmm.
In her home, in her eating, in her watching, in her parenting, in her, you know, I could go on.
Yeah.
So how to, you know, I don't get it.
Okay. Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm hearing is you can't just take your foot off the gas if there's all this content and you just told me why your job is so important, then you don't want to just be out of a job. That doesn't make sense to you.
Well, it's what is it? No, yes, we're talking about the origins of appearing at 3, 5, whatever, but now, you know, that just there's so much.
Okay. And there may be, you know, I'm not disagreeing. There may be a lot of content. Is there some other way that you'd like to get her attention, or that she could, I don't know, kind of work with you around that would feel better for you?
Honestly, I don't really know. I don't really get it. I think you have this idea that if we do some work around that time with me or with another part, then things will change or be different. I can't, I'm in a, I'm sort of stuck in a.
Yeah, I get that. And you're right. I have my handful of templates that I would suggest, but I also don't really know what it would look like. I can only say what I've learned and say what I've experienced in myself.
So what would you do now? What would you do next?
Yeah, well, so I would look at this as kind of as two phases or two paths. One is your relationship with self, and the part that says you're getting it wrong. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, go on.
Okay, to just spend a little more time together without that fearful part around, kind of like we're spending, and not every conversation has to have some big insight, but maybe just by spending some time together, the communication gets a little easier. And so you're not having to, for example, wake her up in the middle of the night. If that's you, I don't know, but you're not having to shout, maybe you can at least bring down the volume if that feels right for you. I don't know if that's something that you would even want, but that's something that you could negotiate with her. So that's kind of one avenue, is your relationship with self. Very valuable. And I think that should help you relax, help you get to where you want, and help inform self about the importance of your job and how she can pick up some of the slack or make your world easier.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Before you get to any other suggestions, I just need to respond to this one because, look, I know she tries. She has good intentions, but she just gets that wrong. Like every time. And she does try, like she really does make an effort to stay connected to parts she's spoken about with you, and then, it just gets harder. I don't know. She just doesn't follow. She isn't able to, for whatever reason, continue. So it's a nice idea. Yes. I just don't know how it would work in practice.
Understood.
On an ongoing basis.
Okay, noted. And I'll come back to that. So is it mostly, when those conversations do get harder or that feels like it's not, sticking, is it mostly because of the fearful part? Or is there some other parts or something else that you're aware of that is coming between you and self?
I'm not talking specifically about my relationship with self. I'm talking about self after, having connected with the part strongly, then the continuity wanes as time goes by. So
yeah. And do you have any ideas about what gets in the way of that connection?
Well, it's possible that I get in the way.
Okay.
It's possible that I do. What gets in the way? Her ability to stay in self gets in the way.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that it's not actually you that gets in the way because you're saying that, I mean, it sounds to me like you would like to have more communication or her presence and attention on you. So that's why I was guessing, like, when you already did say that the fear is a part that gets in the way, I'm wondering if there's any other parts that you know of that get in the way of her staying connected with you, or Yeah. Coming back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what they are. Don't know who they are.
Okay.
I just see it happen over and over again.
Yeah.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think you're scaring self off, and I don't think that you're scared of self either. Like you two can get along. A self can enjoy all parts.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to say the thinking part.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely comes in. And that makes it harder for her to stay into self.
Okay.
But the truth is that who is the thinking part? You know, like what I mean is I'm a part of the maybe I'm a part of the thinking part, and then the thinking part's a part of me. And anyway,
yeah, but I appreciate that there may be some distinction there. Thinking versus judging.
Yeah, it's layered.
Yes, it's amazing.
So
it's worth getting to know.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. You want to hear about that other avenue?
Okay.
So I believe that there's kind of an exile. I think it's the one that could be, you know, what you're describing, whether it's the 7-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, some of all of those, you know, these parts that feel like they don't belong and that they're too much, and that they have, and they are shut down. They get shut down. You're part of that system. And that's all the exile means. So they don't get to be themselves, and it's totally normal. So if Justine goes to those parts and really embraces them, comes to know them, provides what they need, which could be totally different from what you need, and could be I don't know what that would look like either necessarily. Then might that help you relax? Might that reduce perhaps some of the content, or bring a different perspective to your role or the system as a whole? Might it feel less important for you to tell her that she's getting it wrong, because that feeling of, if you do this, then here's the consequences that were very real at those ages, might be reduced.
I mean, it's a hypothesis, right?
It is.
Who knows?
And you don't even, who knows? And you don't even have to be the one that like gets that, or like is all 100% on board with that. Like, it's between her and other parts, but
That's
I'm just
right.
kind of advertising it as, what do you think? You know, what do you see that how this might help? And
I get the concept. I do. I just, I get it. I'm not anti it. I just, I can't comment. It's not the work for me.
I appreciate it. Appreciate your directness. Yeah. Okay.
So she's aware of time.
Awesome. Do you have any requests of me or of her?
I think, I'm open to us getting to know each other better, me and her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that looks like. So
okay. I imagine a big part of it is that fearful one, and getting that.
That's right. I'm curious about how it will look like.
Okay.
Having done a little bit of work with the fearful one at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks
I reckon, the more we make her feel, or she gets safe and comfortable, potential is better for us to have the conversations.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing as much as you shared.
Thank you for giving me the space.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Awesome. Me too. I promised another part I would check in or remind Justine to check in on it. So if you don't mind, I'll do that.
Okay. Thanks, James.
Thank you. Yeah. There was a fearful part in the...
Yeah, in the tree hammock. It's very interesting, isn't it? this IFS business.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's quite interesting.
She's there. She's still there. And I do feel like she's this one from last call.
Yeah.
And who I did spend, a lot of time with for the first few days after following that call. It was really good.
Yeah. Good.
And definitely just checked in on her a lot regularly. But as this other part was saying, it did fade as time went by.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it feels good to have found her again and given her more what am I trying to say?
Give her attention, give her a space, presence.
Yeah. So fleshing her out more.
You could, talk to her a little bit about your work with that other part, or some things we learned from that other part, and just, see if going forward that she can help you maintain that separation, and what she would need from you.
Yeah. Do you mean now?
Yeah, I mean, you could just you could ask, what she needs from you going forward.
Okay. Regular snacks, she says, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's something about it doesn't like it not needing to be some kind of meaningful, like me in full presence and connecting and asking her about her feelings. She just wants regular snacks, like regular top-ups of comfort.
Yeah.
So that it can just look at like that. It doesn't have to be, there's a part that wants it to be this very deep and powerful, meaningful journey. Right. And actually it needn't be. It just can be check in, update, fluff the cushions, tuck the covers in, stroke her hair, whatever. Like just those, I suppose what I'm saying is to meet her physical needs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On the regular. And then that is enough at this point because that is something that's doable.
Yes.
I'm not always in a space to be able to, meet emotional needs.
Right. Yeah.
Or have that ability as self to do that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think that's what most people find is that, again, parts a lot of them need some really serious, they need some stuff done. And also a lot of them end up in this kind of maintenance place where it's like, just don't forget about me.
I'm still here. I'm still here. How are you going, love? It's, what do you need in this moment? I'll take away the empty cup and
just give me some of that. Just remind me that self is there.
Exactly. And yes. So I've read that in the past as meaning I need to show up with all my heart, and be this, emotionally articulate mother, and as much as I absolutely can be that, it's always that thing of this very tall order. Like if I can't meet the ultimate request or requirement, then I'm not getting it right.
Right.
So reframe. It's good. It's interesting and feels really important to reframe it in this way and just go, okay, what else can I offer?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's actually useful to apply to my own kids,
Of course, yeah.
I don't need to, because it's just annoying, particularly for my son, for me to go in and try and be any kind of emotional anything. And maybe he just needs me to top up his snacks more than anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also to know that, you're available for other stuff. You can go deep, right? It's just, you don't have to.
Don't make that the first offering also.
Right.
16-year-old boys. It's too much.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, James, again.
Okay.
I appreciate your time. All right.
You too. Let me know how it goes, and love to do it again sometime.
Thank you, James.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.